Hey team, today's question is how many gels do I need for a 4 hour marathon? I think every athlete is different when it comes to the marathon distance. So I definitely know from experience that you need to be focusing on try to get at least 4 gels in during that race. The plan for a lot of athletes as well is to try to focus on ingesting some gel every 30 minutes of your race. So in a 4 hour race, that's about 8 gels that you're going to be taking in. So every time you ingest those gels, that's usually anywhere from 100 to 150 calories that are immediately taken into your bloodstream. And you need that glycogen in a race, especially as long as the marathon. These shorter races like the mile, 1500 meter, 3K, 5K, they're highly anaerobic events. So the race is so quick and over so fast that yes, you're building up an enormous amount of lactic acid, but you're not. The race is not so long like a 10 mile or a half marathon or a marathon that you need so much glycogen. And but gels are absolutely essential when it comes to running a fast marathon. But there's so many factors that go into running a superior marathon time. Okay, sometimes, like I mentioned in other videos, you can do everything right. Okay, you can do a long proper build up, 4 to 6 months. You can do a proper taper, and just in the race, either you had a great build up, but you went out way too fast in the first half and you blow up. Okay, or maybe you're not drinking enough in your race, or maybe in this case you're not taking in enough calories in the race and you're not ingesting those gels. If you've had problems finishing the marathon in the past, start making a really drilled down focused effort on improving your nutrition and improving your hydration practices in training. Okay, what I used to do when I was training for my marathons is I would drop water bottles out every 3 miles or 5 kilometers along my long run route. So I would drive the course, drop the water bottles out, and sometimes I would have gels placed next to the bottles, and I would practice ingesting gels while I was doing my long run. And as you all know, I'm a big believer in not just running slow, long runs every single weekend. Uh, Varied pace long runs are key. It's what helped me lower my PR from 2:43.36 down to 2:19.35. I've seen other athletes who have implemented this strategy that have made significant drops in their time. An example of that was an athlete that was who purchased my sub 3 hour marathon pro course. He had a PR of 3:46, ended up running a 2:58. Okay, he has 5 kids. He sent me a response back when he ran the 2:58 that he just could not believe what he did. And he was implementing drinking more in training, practicing taking in more gels, and not running slow and easy every single weekend. Because again, if you run slow every single weekend, yes, it's very important. Running easy is still very critical for middle to long distance running success. But again, it's just going to make you a superior long, slow distance runner. Your endurance is going to be superior because you've been building those long runs and you've been consistent. You've been building your mileage. But when it comes to racing a marathon and running a marathon are not the same thing. Okay, you have to train at faster paces for a longer period of time if you're going to be able to teach the body to clear lactic acid more effectively and more efficiently. And you need those calories, you need that glycogen in the marathon distance. The trick to proper marathon training is to teach the body to burn what it has much more of, and that is fat. You want to burn fat at race pace, and you want to conserve what you have much less of, which is carbohydrate, and to be able to call upon that carbohydrate and that glycogen storage that you have when it counts most. And when it counts most in the marathon is in the last 10 kilometers of the race. That's why I always talk about really being conservative, especially through the first half of your marathon, especially if you're trying to run a sub 4 hour marathon time. This is a highly competitive time. Athletes that are trying to run a 3:59.59 need to sustain a 9:09 per mile pace, or 5 minutes and 41 seconds per kilometer. Okay, I built a course called the Sub 4 Hour Marathon Mastery Course, and that course is built specifically for the athletes out there. You may be one of them that are trying to run a sub 4 hour marathon. And again, you have to be able to have that same amount of discipline that you have to go out and do tempo runs, to do long runs, do fartlek runs, hill repetitions, track workouts. But you also have to utilize that same discipline that you have to run fast to also slow down and to be able to recover from the hard training you're doing. Okay, you cannot just continue to push the body hard every single day and expect your body to be able to react from that training. Okay, adaptation is key, and the real benefits of our hard training come when the workout is done. It's during the rest period. Okay, it's how much sleep, focusing on how much sleep you're getting. Okay, are you hydrating well before, during, and after your workouts? Are you paying attention to the other fundamentals that go into middle to long distance running success? It's not just doing mile repeats on the track or repeat 2 miles on the track or doing hill repetitions. That's a big part of it, but it's also focusing on the other areas of training that your competition may not be paying attention to. You know, I'm a big believer in mental rehearsal, visualization, seeing yourself getting across that finish line with 3:59:59 on the clock and running aggressively and passing, seeing yourself passing people in the last 10 kilometers of the race and running strong and running confident, and seeing yourself taking in those gels, okay, taking in the fluid, running past the aid stations and picking up a couple Dixie cups and drinking the full container of those Dixie cups and not just sipping during the race. Okay, so if you want to succeed in the marathon distance, especially in the sub 4 hour marathon goal time that you're aiming for, you have to start really focusing on taking in more gels. And my suggestion is a minimum of around 3 to 6 gels during that race. Even, and again, the best way to find out how much your stomach really can handle is to continue to train, do your long runs, and continue to practice ingesting gels and taking in fluid during your long runs and seeing how your body feels from that. It doesn't have to be every single weekend that you do this. Maybe every other weekend you do your long run and take in some gels, but get trained up and make your mistakes in training. Don't wait until race day to go out and try to ingest 4 to 8 gel packets, and then your stomach gets upset, and then you have to stop at a porta-john, and then your time is ruined. So I hope this video makes sense in terms of how many gels do you need to take in during a 4-hour marathon. I think, again, experiment with this. You know, some athletes, it might be 3 gels and the proper amount of fluid. For other athletes, they might need 6 to 8 gels during a 4-hour marathon attempt, a sub 4-hour marathon. And even if you're trying to run, say, under 2 hours and 30 minutes or under 3 hours for the marathon or under 5 hours for the marathon, definitely focus on taking in more gels, because again, ingesting this will be an immediate 100 to 150, maybe up to 200 calories of energy that goes straight to your bloodstream during the race. Now again, you want to ingest a little bit of fluid as well, some water along with the gels when you're running. But again, look at the best look at the best long distance runners, the best marathoners: Eliud Kipchoge, Haile Gebrselassie, Paula Radcliffe, all these great male and female athletes. Look at how when they were racing and they were at their peak, they were drinking in the race. They were taking in gels. Okay, they weren't just sipping in the race in terms of taking in enough fluid. Okay, so practice these. Make this a part of your preparation. It's not, again, continue to focus on your leg speed. There are resources on RunDreamAchieve.com. I have training plans. I have running courses built specifically for athletes that are trying to break the 5-hour marathon, the 4-hour marathon, 3-hour marathon, sub 2:30 marathon as well as the sub 4-hour marathon. So leave a comment below if you have any questions regarding the marathon or taking in gels or taking in fluid. Any other questions you have. I mean, again, I started racing marathons in 2002, debuted with a 2:43:36 at the 2002 New York City Marathon. 5 years later, I ran 2:19:35. So I understand the event well. I know how hard it is. I know how much time and effort it takes to really perform at a high level in this race. And I really hope that these suggestions, these strategies, these tips will help you succeed in your future marathon races. So I wish you all the best, and I'll talk to you all in the next video.